Dennis Bondar versus Malcolm Gordon. We got minus 250 on the debutant Dennis Bondar and plus 200 the return on Malcolm Gordon. Now, Malcolm Gordon is coming back from a victory, his first ever victory in the UFC over Francisco Figueiredo, where he was able to get a decent amount of control time in that fight and ultimately get his hand raised via decision. That is obviously proceeding two finishes that he suffered in his first two UFC bouts. One being, of course, the Sumo Darji fight where he got knocked out pretty quickly. And then the first fight, his debut, where he ultimately fell to Amir Albazi via triangle choke. Now, Gordon's game is more often than not predicated around him going out there and taking his opponents down and using his black belt in jiu-jitsu. And knowing that he, before the Albazi fight, decided to go and join forces with a Joseph Valtellini Bazooka Joe, as he's mostly known. For all of you guys that know him, he's a kickboxing legend, from Glory Kickboxing, and from there he was unfortunately forced to retire due to concussions and all that stuff that he was dealing with, as comes with the job with being a kickboxer. But now he's pretty much been full-time coaching. I believe he's been doing some analyst spots as well for a couple different promotions. But that's where Gordon has aligned himself with. And, we haven't really seen the improvements of it yet, right? Obviously, he got knocked out in the Sumo Darji fight. We saw him trying to implement it in the Amir Albazi fight, but it left himself to be taken down pretty easily. And that's exactly what Albazi was able to do in that fight. And then the Francisco Figueiredo fight, right from the jump, we saw Malcolm Gordon look to try to get this fight to the ground. He didn't want anything to do with the power of Figueiredo on the feet. And luckily for him, there were some certain hairy spots where he got reversed or he got a little overzealous, or even Figueiredo was able to land takedowns of his own. So Gordon is actually 0-3 on defending takedowns right now. So he has a 0% takedown defense rate inside the UFC, and that doesn't bode well, especially going up against a guy in Dennis Bondar here, who's going to be looking to ground this fight. I don't think Bondar is going to respect the black belt at all of Malcolm Gordon, and I don't really think he needs to. He does a very good job in terms of passing and advancing position and then attacking submissions or even a ground and pound, which I think that's ultimately going to be the end of the night for Malcolm Gordon in this spot. I'm pretty high on Bondar. I think the guy has a lot of good skill sets he brings to the UFC, and this is a bit of a toss-up fight for him, or at least a softball, I should say, for him in his debut, given that his strengths are Malcolm Gordon's strengths, but he's just so much better at implementing them than what Malcolm Gordon does. So I do like Bondar here. I think even minus 250 is a little bit of a gift. I wouldn't be surprised to see this line get steamed up to the minus 350s, minus 400s come fight time, and deservedly so. So I like Bondar here. I actually like him to get it done inside the distance, especially considering all of Malcolm Gordon's losses have come via finish. I think that trend continues here with Dennis Bondar winning this fight. Let's say second round TKO.